lovelies, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Maddie, and if you are looking for a blue and gold eyeshadow tutorial, then you come to the right place. If not, then stick around. I'd love to know what you think of this blue and gold eyeshadow look, so let's get into it. Now, if you've watched my videos before, then you know that I always start with my eyes whenever I'm doing a really colorful, bright, or bold eyeshadow look, because I get fallout and you will too. And so if you just start with your eyes, you're gonna make your life so much easier. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, then I'll link a playlist down in the description box that you can go ahead and just binge watch all of my other eyeshadow looks. Okay, now that we've got the eyes all primed, I'm going to be using two different palettes here. So the first one is the Melt Cosmetics Muerte palette. So gorgeous. When I saw this palette, I was so sad when it had gone out of stock. So sad. And I wanted it, and Melt Cosmetics brought it back. Really, it should be something that is just a permanent part of their line because these colors are just so stunning. I love to look at this palette. It brings me so much happiness and joy. The other palette I'm going to be using is the ColourPop High Tide palette. This is also a really gorgeous palette. This color right here, Just a Splash, it always reminds me of Cinderella because it's this really light blue with a little bit of sparkle in it, and so it just reminds me of Cinderella's dress. And I first want to start off with the color called Flora in my ColourPop High Tide palette because I want to give myself a transition shade. And I know that this is a dark shade, and so I'm going in very light-handed with it. I just want to give myself a wash of color here. And start to lay that down so that we have something for the dark blue from our Muerte palette to blend into. Also, I like doing my eyes first because I can be a little bit messier with my blend and then I can easily wipe it up. Okay, I'm now gonna come in to this beautiful royal blue Noche Eterna color in the Muerte palette. And this is going to be the color that I am really gonna focus on. I just wanted to lay that other color for some groundwork. And I'm gonna dip in here as many times as I need. Bring this up. I'm gonna bring it over in my crease. See, that's why I put that other transition shade in, because now when I'm putting this dark blue, it's just so easily blending and I don't have to put a lot of effort into it. And it's just deepening it up exactly how I want it to. Let's get the other side to match. And I'm really making sure to close my eyes because if I just, normally with my hooded eyes, you know, I keep my eyes open, try and place my eyeshadow. But if I close my eyes, I've got some extra skin that's showing, some extra creases that are showing because that hood is stopping the eyeshadow from going into those creases. So I close my eye to try and stretch out that skin to make sure I'm really putting that everywhere I want it to be. I also want to make sure I'm not splotchy anywhere because blue is super obvious if you are splotchy. Notice how this side has drifted down a little bit more, and this one I've been able to keep up, and that's why I do my eyes first. I can come in and easily swipe that up to make it a more lifted look. So I think I've got as much blue on that I want. Now what I want to do is I want to actually come in with a little bit of concealer and do a little bit of a cut crease so that it's not competing with that blue that I've got going on right here and making green. This is blue and gold, not blue and green eye look. I'm just coming in with a little bit on my shader brush and cleaning up this line right here. That's looking a lot better already. And I want to make sure to wipe off any excess that I have on my brush so that I'm not putting blue back where I don't want it. And also by putting some fresh concealer here, it's gonna make that gold shimmery shade stick a lot more. It's gonna act kind of like a glitter glue. Now I'm gonna come in with my big flat shader brush and I'm gonna dip into the color called Calica. And it's a very, very light gold. But that works better for my eyes versus, you know, the really deep gold. And I'm just gonna pack this all over my lid right here. And then we're gonna take it up just a notch. I'm gonna take this color called Katrina, and it is a shimmery royal blue, which is gorgeous. And I'm gonna put that on my blue, and that's gonna help deepen this up even more. And you see all that fallout I just got? And that is why we do our eyes first. And I'm just packing that on. So I'm tapping rather than swiping like I normally would. I'm tapping that on so that I can pack that color. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the rest of my base and then we'll come back and finish up the eyes. All right, got my base all done. Now let's finish up this eye look. You know, as I was just finishing up this eye look, I remembered that when years ago, when I did my very first, close to my very first, like really colorful eye look, it was actually this blue and gold look. I was so proud of myself, so happy that I figured out how to do a colorful look that matched up and blended super well together. I'm coming in with that same dark blue Noche Eterna, and I'm just focusing this in the outer third of my eye, really blending that into the top. And then I'm going to come in with that same flat shader brush with the gold and just put that around my tear duct here. Now, if you wanted to be extra, you could go ahead and put a full strip of eyelashes on, and that would just take this to that next level and make it so much more fun. If you enjoyed this very bright, colorful look, then you might also enjoy my fun cotton candy inspired look. Go ahead and put that here for you to enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!